ready for your tutoring sesh. Yeah, your test is tomorrow. We should probably go over that book. Yeah, you're right. I got both of them with me. I forgot that you actually had 2 tests. I have another student who only has 1. Yeah, don't worry. We'll go over both books. How are you feeling? Are you nervous? Don't be. You got this. We're gonna get you well prepared. Don't even worry about it. Okay. So, I decided that we're gonna actually start with this book first. Since, this is the first test. We want you to be nice and prepared. Of course. Yeah, this shouldn't take too long. Don't worry. I know it's early. I'm sure you're nice and awake, right? I'm just kidding. I know you're super tired. Probably just ready to go back to sleep. Yeah, don't worry. Alright, we're gonna start Queen for a Day. Alright, let's get through this book, eh? Okay. The mayor was about to announce the winner of an essay contest at Arthur's school. Everyone held their breath. Muffy really wanted to win. The winner was going to ride in the city pride parade as king or queen of Elwood City. And the winner is Muffy Crosswire. What a surprise, Muffy cried. Smile, Muffy, called Buster's mom, snapping her picture. After school, Muffy gathered everyone together. I have a plan to float for the parade, she announced, and choose who will perform with me. Be prepared with your talent presentations on Saturday. We'll meet at my house. Oh, this is so exciting, Francine said. Maybe I could perform Francine, Muffy interrupted. As my best friend, I think you should sing this song I wrote. It's a tribute to me. On Saturday, Brunella came dressed in a long gown. I designed it myself, she explained. Rubella helped me make it. What do you think? Not bad, said Muffy. You will be my lady in waiting. Who's next? Pinky Barnes got up to chuckle. You're in, said Muffy, checking off his name after Pinky Buster told some jokes. Muffy rolled her eyes. You will be my master of ceremonies, said Muffy, but no jokes. Fern read a poem. Very nice, Fern, Muffy began. You may write a poem in honor of me to read aloud on the float, and Arthur will accompany you on the piano. I have a design for your float, said the brain. I want it to rise up and turn around slowly so I can wave to all my friends equally. Muffy said. Did it? Said the brain. It has a sophisticated hydraulic lift with a turning radius of 360 degrees. Francine, did you learn the song I gave you? Asked Muffy. Well, Francine explained nervously, I tried to, but you may begin, Muffy insisted. Francine cleared her throat. Stop, Muffy cried. That sounds awful, Francine, Muffy said. If you can't sing, you can't ride the float. Francine felt terrible. I'm leaving, she cried. Wait, Arthur called. Don't go. I don't want to ride on her crummy float, said Francine. After she left, Arthur spoke to Muffy. Francine isn't coming back. Maybe you could apologize. Francine is just too sensitive, Muffy snapped. When they left Muffy's house, Arthur turned to his friends. We have to do something, he insisted. Muffy is out of control. Yeah, Blinky agreed. If Muffy thinks she's so special, then she can ride the float all by herself, said Arthur. The next day, when Muffy called for her first rehearsal, no one showed up. Fine, exclaimed Muffy. I don't need any of you. I can do it all myself. Muffy went to her father. Daddy, she said, I want you to hire a crew to operate the float and find me some professional entertainers. Calm down, Cupcake, said Mr. Crosswire. I'll take care of everything. Mr. Crosswire met with the parade people. Everything that Muffy wanted was against the rules. Muffy was very disappointed. She didn't really want to ride on the float by herself. Muffy went to see Arthur. If you want our help, you need to be a lot nicer to everybody, Arthur explained, and let Francine ride with you. But she can't sing, Muffy insisted. Everyone is good at different things, said Arthur. Just think of something else Francine can do. Muffy thought for a moment. She pictured herself all alone on an empty float. Okay, Muffy agreed grudgingly. I'll try. As Muffy was leaving, she saw DW playing with her baton in the driveway. If only Francine could twirl like you. Francine's the one that taught me how, said DW. Hey Muffy, watch this. DW threw the baton way up in the air and caught it. Great, exclaimed Muffy. I've got to find Francine. Muffy saw Francine coming out of the sugar bowl. What do you want? Francine asked. Muffy used her sweetest voice. I thought of something fabulous you can do on the float. You can twirl the baton, said Muffy. Okay, Francine agreed. I love to twirl. Just one thing, said Muffy. What's the matter now? Asked Francine. You get to twirl on the royal float, Muffy said, but no singing. Because she's darn terrible. Okay, you got a quiz about that tomorrow. mess it up. You gotta memorize all of that. Do you think you can handle it? I guess we'll see tomorrow. But in the meantime, you got a second quiz about a second book. How do you jump so high? How do you hop so high? Something very peculiar was happening in the 100-Acre Wood. Tigger wasn't moving. Are you sure that's Tigger? Roo asked Boo. Well, said Boo, it certainly looks like Tigger. Yes, but he isn't acting like Tigger, said Roo. At that moment, Tigger noticed his friends. He held up his finger to his lips. Come over here on your tippest toes, buddy boys, he whispered. I want to show you something amazifying. Look, Tigger said quietly, pointing to a spot on the ground. I don't see anything, said Roo. You have to stay very still and look very closely, said Tigger. Oh, shouted Roo. Oh, I see it. It's a frog. At Roo's shout, the frog hopped high into the air and kept hopping until it was out of sight. Oops, said Roo. Sorry, Tigger. I didn't mean to scare it away. That's okay, said Tigger. Did you see how high that little fella could hop? Roo nodded. I can hop that high too, he said. Watch. Hopping is what diggers do best, said Tigger. Look. What about you, Boo? Called Roo. But when Boo tried to hop, his feet barely got off the ground. That's all that, honey. That's not part of the exam, though. So the three friends settled onto the grassy shore of the pond to watch and listen. Soon Boo was snoring gently. Roo fidgeted and twitched. It's awfully hard to sit and be patient, isn't it, Tigger? Said Roo. It sure is, Tigger agreed. Tigger, my bad. But if you stick with it, you start to notice wonderful things, like dandelion fuzzies floating in the sunshine, and shy little chirp-chirp sounds in the trees. And, oh, look, Tigger, Roo said excitedly, a fish in the pond. Tigger woke Boo, and the three friends watched the fish splash and swim through the water. How do fish learn to swim underwater? Boo asked. I don't know, said Roo. I can't even put my head under the water. Swimming underwater is what diggers do best. Tigger said, I'll show you. Tigger dove into the pond and came up sputtering. I suppose I might have been a better underwater swimmer if I'd been born a fish, he said. Tigger lay down in the sun, soggy and shivering. He soon found himself eye to eye with a brown squirrel. Quick as a flash, the squirrel grabbed an acorn on the ground next to Tigger and hightailed it up to the nearest tree. How do squirrels climb like that? Asked Roo. Oh, I'll show you, Tigger cried. Climbing is what diggers do best. Tigger scrambled up onto a branch of the tree, and he got stuck there. Once, on second thought, he called down to his friends. Maybe climbing is what squirrels do best, and diggers do second best. friends watched in amazement as the tiny birds fluttered its wings and flew into the air. "How do baby birds learn to fly?" Rue asked. "It just so happens that flying is what diggers do best," Tigger said. "But," he added, looking down at the ground from his perch in the tree, "diggers don't like to fly nearly as much as birds do." "Isn't it amazing what different animals can do?" Rue asked. He and Pooh helped Tigger down from a tree. "Some can hop and some can swim," said Tigger. "Some can climb and some can fly," said Rue. "I'm not good at any of those things," Pooh said sadly. "Are there any special hopping, swimming, climbing, flying things to choose from?" he asked hopefully. "Let's go observating and find out," Tigger said. "Come on, buddy boys." Stopping often to look and listen, the friends discovered lots of different animals with special talents. They saw ducks gliding on the water and beavers building a dam. They saw a gopher digging a hole and a bee collecting pollen. They were nearing Rabbit's garden when a fast-moving blur rushed past. It was Rabbit. He was rushing to chase a bird away from his newly planted seeds. "How do you run so fast?" Pooh asked when they finally caught up. Rabbit shrugged. "It's a rabbit thing, I guess," he said. "It would be a digger thing, too, if it didn't tire me out so much," said Tigger. Just then, everyone came by carrying a heavy load of sticks. "How do you carry so much, Eeyore?" asked Pooh. "I'm really strong," said Eeyore. "Carrying things is easy for me." "For me too," said Tigger, struggling to juggle several skinny sticks. "I didn't know until today that you had so many talents, Tigger," said Rue. "Ooh, there's not much a digger can't do," cried Tigger. Pooh sighed. "I'm afraid there's not much that a fluffy-headed bear like me can do," he said. "Not so much, buddy boy," Tigger cried. "Everybody has talents of their own." "Maybe if I go to my thinking spot, I'll be able to figure out what my special talent is," said Pooh. "We'll help you, Pooh," said Rue. "Yeah, thinking is what diggers do best," said Tigger. So the three friends went to Pooh's thinking spot to think. "I have an idea," Tigger said. "Let's draw a chart." That car is crazy. To remind ourselves of all the different animals and talents we've seen today. Reminderize is going to be on the test. Remember that word. But when they are finished filling in the chart, Boo's spot was still blank. "See," said Boo, "I'm not good at any of those things." "Maybe not," said Tigger, "but you're the best tummy bouncer in the 100-acre wood." "Yes, and I've never met anyone with a better nose for honey," said Roo. "You can smell honey from miles away, Boo." "We haven't even mentioned you're the most specialist talent of all," said Tigger.